This is a quick outtake to the vintage mystery box video that dropped last night. I have done some research on this stained polyester shirt, and I believe I have found a recommendation that may help us clean it. So I'm going to show you those stains, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. Here's that shirt. So a good look at these stains. Here's your collar. Big yellow stain here on the collar, kind of goes all the way across. And the stain is also here on the bottom fringe of this. And the shirt itself is super nice. It's got like a holographic like shininess to it. I really want to get this clean because I think it's gonna have some sell value. It's worth me just doing a little bit extra in it. All right, so after a little bit of research, what I'm seeing is I need to take this shirt with a little bit of dish soap and then do some spot treatment and get my horse brush, scrub with the General Dish or the Dawn soap. That's a degreaser, so the soap is designed to pull the grease out of the fabric, and the detergent as a degreaser helps to pull that dirt out of the material when it's a permanent stain. After the spot treatment, I can add a little bit of vinegar to the water, like stripping clothes or hats like I've shown in previous videos, and then I'll just soak that shirt in there for a couple of hours, and then we'll pull it out and wash it and see how it looks. So you've seen the stain. Now we're going to go and start this process. Got the water running here. It's said to use room temperature water, and right now it's hot in my house, so I'm using hot water. I'm totally joking. That's not what that means. Room temperature means comfortable to the touch. You want it to be in the middle. 1 second. All right, I'm doing this process at my kitchen sink. You can use any type of a bucket, another sink, and it doesn't really matter, just anywhere that holds water. In the article I read, it did say to try to spot clean it first. My assumption is that spot cleaning by itself is not going to work just because it's vintage. The stain does look fairly old, but you never know. There's a possibility that it's just got stained while it was in the box or while they were transporting it. It's kind of hard to hold my phone and do this, but hopefully you can see this. That was yellow, and that little spot there, yeah, I mean, it definitely looks better. I didn't see anything come out of it. Let me try this on. I know this camera is close, but the whole one-handed. All right. If nothing else, it definitely looks better when wet. So I'm gonna work on this big stain at the bottom, and then I'm gonna come right back. This stain on that bottom side is kind of the same thing. It's hard to tell. It looks better when wet for sure. I don't know what it'll look like when it dries. The shirt does have old lady scent. Because of that smell, I am going to go ahead and soak this shirt. I'm going to fill the sink up with a little bit more of the room temperature water, and I am going to add the vinegar, which will help with the smell and also with the stain. We'll check back for about an hour or two after it when we put it in the washer. Stay tuned. Got my water in here, my shirt is in here. If you've ever worked with just base or regular vinegar, whenever you put vinegar in or on something, it has a fume, it has a smell that kind of comes back to you. When I put this shirt in the water and I stirred it up, a smell started coming back to me, and it was a combination of the vinegar, but it was also of that scent that I'm trying to get out of the shirt. It's attaching to that vinegar and it is exiting the water. This will soak for probably about 2 hours, and then we're going to wash this with all of the other vintage clothing that we opened in that box. So we'll check back in a minute. That means it's time to pull our shirt out of the water. So our shirt here is finished. I'm gonna have to pick this up and wring it out. You can see that's definitely not clear water. And the sink was pretty much clean when I put them in here. We definitely got some level of dirt out of this. It's really a nice shirt, but generally after you strip anything or soak anything, you want to wring the water out. Yeah, this shirt is obviously still wet, but it's ready to go in the wash with our other vintage shirts. Stay tuned. Here we are at the washer. I've looked through most of these vintage clothes, and the majority need to be washed in cold water. Some of them can be dried, but for the most part, they just have to be hung up. So we're gonna start this. I added in a scoop of non-bleach OxyClean with Color Guard, and then of course a pack of unscented detergent, and then I'm gonna drop in about a half a cup of vinegar. That's for these wonderful vintage smells. And then we're going to start this water. I also have it on a pre-soak for the other items in here. I have it on cool, not cold. Some of your tags will specify differently. So this will do what washing machines do. We'll look at the shirt after this is finished and after they have dried. So stay tuned. Here is the finished shirt after we soaked it in vinegar and a little bit of dishwashing detergent. So you can see here, even through the hanger, that this collar is basically spotless. Everything, all of the whatever was yellow or orange, whatever that stain was, definitely came out of the collar. I'm not seeing any of those markings. And then same thing here at the bottom of the shirt. I'm not seeing any of the yellow markings or stains there. I'm going to say that's a success, so thank you, Google, for always knowing what to do. This is Andrew with TNMasterPicks, and I hope you enjoyed this cleaning video. Take care.